Canadian author Jeanette Oak says, "Words are powerful. They are power-filled. They can encourage, direct, bring hope, empathize, instruct, or empower. Put simply, yet honestly, words can change lives." My guest is all about words. She's either writing them or editing them, co-founder of the Word Guild, author of 10 books, and the editor, and I think the creative behind this concept, a first of its kind, Hot Apple Cider, the book we are making available to you this month with your support of this ministry. NJ Lindquist, it's wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
For lots of reasons. And we're mostly focusing on this one, but you're a real go-to person for anyone who has a dream of writing. I want to tell you that at the Equip conference just up the hill here, not so long ago, I remember coming to you, and I wasn't even talking about writing anything myself, but you gave me a little word of wisdom that I've passed on to many people, that if they're thinking of writing a book, don't be enslaved by that overwhelm. Just write a little story, write a chapter, write a slice. Eventually they can all be put together, and someone with your gifts can help sift and refine. And just
that's
start
what we
by
have
writing
editors
the
for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Often people think if I have a story to tell that I have to write a book, and the reality is that is a massive undertaking, and you're far better off to just take a few pieces of the story and write some short articles, and then get into a group with other writers, some kind of critiquing, so you can learn there actually are skills involved for most of us. Mm-hmm. Just like learning to play a piano, you have to start with the scales and then you have to work up.
And you have a conference that helps hopeful writers and growing writers.
Yeah.
When is that this year?
It's the 18th to the 20th of June, and it happens in Guelph, Ontario. And the website is writecanada.org. And hopefully, if we can get all the little HTML working, the website will go registration live tomorrow. So,
wonderful
I'll be up all night.
We're hot. NJ, you are so Canadian at heart. You've lived in 3 prairie provinces. Your love of this country and longing to showcase Canadian writers is behind this project, first of its kind.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's funny because my husband wants to travel and I go, like, where? Why? we're fine here. I just really have, I guess, a sort of a burden or a vision that the voice of Canadians, and it doesn't have to be writers, painters, musicians, whatever, the voice of Canadians has been stilled too long. Mm. And our mission, my husband's and I, is basically to release stifled Christians to serve God joyfully and effectively.
Oh, say that again.
To release stifled Christians to serve God joyfully and effectively.
What a beautiful mission.
And this has sort of all evolved over the years. We actually were setting out to plant a church, and the next thing we knew, we were trying to keep this little conference alive because the people who had been doing it weren't going to be able to.
Is that the God Uses Inc.
Exactly.
Initially?
And then out of that, we suddenly realized we need more than just the conference. We need a year-round association. And of course, the internet helps us because we have a listserv with 180 people across Canada on it, and we have something like 350 members at this point, and there's so much strength in numbers.
Well, and I see the encouragement bearing fruit because these are not unknowns to me. The names in here, Deborah Japong and Sheila Ray Gregoire, Mark Buchanan, I think they've all been here, and we love their work, and I'm sure that your mission has been great fuel for them. How many writers do we have in here?
There are, well, technically 31. Tom wasn't an author at the time that the book
Thomas
was written. So
Dr. Jean Chamberlain's husband.
His wife was the author, and he sort of helped with the piece, so we didn't actually count him as one of the authors, but he is now an author because he's got a book out now. So,
absolutely.
So technically there are 31.
And what would you like to see happen because of this? I want to pull in the World Vision connection because that's the other unique aspect of the project.
Well, we had been looking for a way to showcase Canadian authors because, as I was just telling you, the reality is that 99% of the books in Canadian Christian bookstores have been published in the United States, and the majority of them are American authors. And that's how we know Jeanette Oke and Mark Buchanan and Sigmund Bauer and some of the others, because they got published
on the other side of the border
by American publishers. And the reality is that there has been virtually no publishing in Canada in the Christian field, just little tidbits here and there. And even then, there often wasn't distribution to the bookstores. And so we're trying to open doors. And we believe Canadians won 25 medals over a 4-day period very recently in skiing, luging, skating, whatnot. And we look at that and we say, well, our writers are just as good as our athletes, and it's about time the world knew. Because I think the world needs to hear the voice of Canadian writers and editors. So
it's a great cause, and this I got to show this again. I'm sorry, it's too cute. Think North. Some of the best writers who are Christian are right here in Canada. And these authors, just to state quickly, they've made a sacrifice to be part of this project.
Yeah. They, because there was no publisher to do it, and so I published it myself. I do have a publishing company that I had published some of my books. And basically the connection with World Vision, who'd been working with us, helping us to develop some of our people and move into the speaking area, which is the whole other area. Basically, we had the opportunity to give them 30,000 books that they would be using in their Girls' Night Out and some of their Couples' Night Out programs. And I hoped to get 20 authors who were willing to put the money in to do it, and I got 30. And so that's how we gave 30,000 books to World Vision for that.
And the timing is so sweet. What could be better in a Canadian February than hot apple cider in a literary form?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. NJ, thank you for your vision, your being such a wonderful champion, you and your husband, of our gifted Canadians. It's making a difference.
Thank you.